Okay, so we're making great headway. The next piece of functionality we want to enable is whenever you make a selection or a change, in the drop-down list boxes or the check boxes to choose the different size, crust, or ingredients, we want to recalculate the total in that label at the bottom. So to do that, what we're going to do is utilize the Pizza Price Manager in the domain layer, and we're going to call it from the presentation layer every time we make a change in our default.aspx. So to do this, what we're going to need to do is every time a selection is made, so in this case, let's say on selected index changed equals, and I want to create something called recalculate total cost, like so, and hit enter. And with any luck, it will have created that for me here. Let's see, recalculate total cost. Please create it for me. Dope. Didn't create it. Okay, so what we're going to have to do here is just protected void recalculate total cost object sender event args e. All right, and you know it's basically the same signature method signature as all these other ones, right? Every other event handler on your code behind. All right, so the first thing we want to do is make sure that a valid item was selected for the drop-down list and the crust. So we'll do something like this. If size drop-down list dot selected selected value is string dot empty, then we'll just do a return. All right. And if the crust drop-down list dot selected value equals string dot empty, then return. Okay, so this ensures that we're not going to try and recalculate something if we don't have all the information. And we need at least those two pieces of information to get started. Okay, and then the next thing we need to do is pretty much what we did right here, where the order button creates everything for us. So I have a thought, maybe we should yank all this out, like all of it, and I'll just cut it. And I'm going to create a private, what should we do here? Private what? Private, well, void for the moment. Actually, no. DTO order DTO, right. Called build order, because we want to build this order from scratch. And I'm just going to paste all that in and then return that. So now we can call build order. So var order equals build order. And then we can do something like domain dot pizza price manager dot calculate cost and give it the order, and we should get back what? A decimal value. And so what I can do here is do a toString and then give it a format of currency so that it prints it back out. And we'll just do string total equals, and then, whoops, where am I? Here we go. Yeah. Then we'll just do this total label dot text equals total. I could probably save a line of code there if I really wanted to. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's get rid of that variable. Do that. Get rid of that. Kind of a long line of code, admittedly, but hopefully it doesn't throw anybody off. And then we just need to call build order up here when you click that button. Where's that button at? Okay, here we go. Var order equals build order. Now I think we can get rid of this, so let's clean some things up here. let's see if that works. Okay, so let's choose a size, and whoops, that's not going to work. You know, I think my little check here is not going to happen correctly. Let's put a breakpoint right here. Oh, yeah, we're not quite ready for that yet. We're going to need to do that here too. So on selected index changed for this drop-down list. We need to put that there. And then on checked changed equals recalculate total cost. And we'll just put that there as well. And there. And there. Okay, now we should be ready for something. But I want to see what that pops out to be. So I'm going to choose one of these guys. And now I should be, yeah, here. So what is the selected value? Is medium. Okay, that makes sense. How about this'll? All right, for some reason it's flaking out on me here. Let's stop that. Let's run it again. Choose one. See, so it's not an empty string. The value just defaults. So here, maybe we should do this. Let's go here in the default.aspx, and instead of just assuming the best, let's go ahead and put value equals empty string. That should fix that problem. And we'll do it here too. Good. Okay, now we'll try it. Empty string, that should work. All right, so let's walk through it. Step over, step over. Okay, and it's just going to return now because we don't have anything selected there. But this time, and I think we can get rid of that safely now. Whoops. Okay, now what do we got? Payment type, exception, cash. Why did we get an exception? Let's view the detail. Payment type not selected. That's correct. I did not select the payment type. Okay. So what do we do here? Maybe I don't throw an exception when the payment type's not selected. Since we're just calculating. All right, what are you mad about? All right, let's get rid of that. That should work. I'll just do an else. I think that's what it was complaining about. Okay, because there could be a code path where it didn't return anything. Alrighty, let's see this. We'll worry about validating everything a little bit later. Thick, pepperoni, and are we getting cost changes? Okay, so it's $17.50 so far. Green peppers makes it $18.50. This should make it $19.50. This should make it add $2 to that number. And I'm going to get rid of the onions. That should bring it down $1. We're going to make it large crust, which brings it up $2. Okay, so that seems to work. So I think what we need to do when we click order, a payment has to be selected. So this gets into validation at this point. Let's start rolling some things up because I'm having a hard time seeing what I need here. Do that. Yeah, and in fact, this is probably a good time to start moving some things around because I don't like to mix and match some of these sorts of things. Like, well, I guess there's no problem with that. That build order should probably be up higher in the order of things, but okay. So build order. Before we get that far, what we should do is ensure that we should do some validation right here. So, you know, there's a bunch of different ways to do validation. There are validation controls in ASP.NET, and that's ultimately what I would do. However, for the time being, what should I do about this? Well, that's a good question. Let's go ahead and just let's add a label here. right by the order button. So let me use the toolbox, and we'll put label control, and just put validation label as the ID, and let's leave that like that for now. There's probably a good class we could use in Bootstrap, so I'm going to open up Bootstrap Procure, Bootstrap. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, a good message like that would be BG Danger. That's exactly what I want. So I just need to use BG Danger, and it'll give me that little red area like that. Okay, CSS class. CSS class equals bg.danger. And we're going to hit visible equals false for the moment, and we'll come back to that. Okay. All right, so we got to make sure if name text box dot text dot trim dot length equals 0, then what I want to do is I'm going to set the validation message. So validation label dot text equals please enter name. Then we'll go validation label dot visible equals true, something like that. And we'll just kind of follow that convention then, I guess. Oh, and then we'll need to return out of that. Okay, so if address text box text trim length equals 0, then validation label text equals please enter address. Validation label dot visible equals true. And already I'm beginning to see a pattern here, and I'm thinking maybe I could do some sort of helper method that would make this much smaller. But for now, I'm just going to power through it. Validation label dot text equals please enter a zip code. Validation label dot visible equals true. And then if phone text box text dot trim dot length, I've lost the ability to type all of a sudden. Then whoops, I see the problem is there. Not equality. Assignment. Phone text box text. Whoops, what am I doing? Validation label dot text equals please enter a phone number. Validation label dot text, whoops, dot visible equals true. And then here we want to make sure. I think what I'm going to do to kind of avoid this issue is I'm going to go ahead and make the cache selected by default. Is selected. Maybe it's checked. Yeah, checked equals true. Okay, so that should eliminate the possibility that one of them is not selected. And each of these should return, by the way. And again, this isn't how I would do validation. Number one, I would use the built-in ASP.NET Web Form validation controls, which makes this a whole lot easier. But again, you know, we don't have that tool in our tool belt just yet. And then I might be able to find a more succinct way of doing all this, but I guess for now it works. And that brings up another really good question here. We're going to have to wrap some things with some try catches, right? Because when we do any of this stuff, really, both of these could bubble up an exception. So let's just grab both of these and then catch exception E. What am I doing? Exception E. Right? Okay, and then we'll do the same sort of thing where the validation true, and the validation text would just be whatever the error message is, like so. Can't use E because E is already defined as an event args argument, so we have to do EX message. Okay. Now recalculate total cost. Let's go ahead and. Am I going to need to do that? Maybe. Alright, whenever I call into another layer, I definitely want to do a try catch, so we'll just fail silently if this doesn't work. And catch. Just we'll swallow the arrow. Yeah, swallow the error. And just do nothing in the catch. Okay. So I feel a little better about that. That looks good. Let's go ahead and try it. Alright, so we'll just do that. Good. And we'll do this. Now let me try to order something. And boy, that sure doesn't look quite right. What do we got here? Example. Didn't exactly get what I was hoping to get. Oh, you know what? That's because I didn't get the full message here. Alright, I've just decided to punt and leave it at that. That should work. It's not attractive, but it's good enough. Yeah, okay. I had grander aspirations for that part, but that'll suffice. Okay, so let's go ahead and run through everything here and just make sure everything still works. We'll run a complete order through. Bob. Address list, main, credit, order, and we probably should have some kind of confirmation. And yes, that is actually one of the requirements now that I think about it. Let's just make sure that we got this in the database, then we'll worry about that part. Alright, there's an odd coincidence that I get 2 orders, so let me make sure this works. Let's run the application again. I want 2 orders inserted, and I can't think off the top of my head why that would happen. Just green peppers. Let's go with another name. Well, let's say for Elm. Now there is no way. Okay, I'm paying attention now. Okay. Refresh. Okay. It's only getting 1 order. Thank goodness. Okay. Where do we go from here? We're getting close. One of the things I wanted to do, I think, let's look at the requirements document, and there was something about going to a success page, so success.aspx. Let's add that. That'll be a quick fix. The order button. Okay, so if we were successful here with the order, right here, we should do a response dot redirect to success.aspx, and we'll just add a quick success ASPX page. Unfortunately, it popped out the side of the screen, so you can't see that I've added a new item. And I want a web form called success.aspx, and we'll just say success, like that. All right, so let's run the application again. Let's create a new order. This time we'll create it for Grant. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Let's go with the large. Regular. Sausage. Grant. 9. Bishop Lane. Something there. Cache is fine. Order success. Okay, now let's just make sure his order made it into the database. And it did, didn't it? Where's his name? Grant. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so getting closer now. Did quite a bit here. Some fumbling around a little bit, but I think now I understand what I need to do. At least with that, with the UI and displaying the exceptions. One last thing that I want to do to wrap before we... I'll do that in the next video. Okay, we'll pick it back up in the next video. We're getting really close now. See you there. Thanks.